Ragazzi, bentornati in questo settimo episodio di Baldurs Gate 3. Ne abbiamo passate tante nell'ultimo episodio, ma se ne aspettano ancora di più andando avanti nell'avventura, e quindi anche in questo episodio. Ci manca ancora, solo con Verloi, il livello 7. Questo perché dopo quello che è successo con i ghizianchi, Verloi va a dormire. E quando si sveglia, nota che la sua faccia è un po' più... si sente qualcosa di diverso in faccia. Questo perché, dopo la sua prova di forza di volontà e determinazione, ma soprattutto di purezza di cuore, si è finalmente svegliata in lei il dono che gli era stato fatto qualche mese prima. Verloi, infatti, ottiene per la prima volta i poteri draconici. Un drago d'oro è stato quello che gli ha donato questi poteri. Quella volta in cui si è presa quella cicatrice, la volta in cui ha preso per la prima volta le armi in pugno e ha deciso di combattere per il bene e per aiutare gli altri, per migliorare questo mondo, per portar pace, ha combattuto per salvare la vita di una persona innocente. Nel farlo si è presa quella cicatrice. Non si sentiva più l'occhio. La cicatrice gli faceva molto male e perdeva parecchio sangue. La mattina dopo però tutto è andato per il meglio e l'occhio era in perfetta forma, come se tutto fosse guarito così, per magia. Quello perché il drago d'oro che gli ha donato quei poteri glieli ha donati esattamente in quella notte lì. Gli ha curato la ferita e gli ha donato quei poteri perché sapeva che poteva diventare una grande guerriera, ma soprattutto una grande eroina che avrebbe combattuto per il giusto. Quei poteri però doveva dimostrare di meritarseli, ed è per questo che non solo li ottiene, viene anche a conoscenza per la prima volta di averli. Ora, dopo tutto quello che ha fatto, dopo anche l'ultima sua impresa, i ghizianchi, il dono che il drago quella notte le aveva messo in lei sboccia. Nel momento in cui si sveglia, non solo viene a conoscenza dei suoi poteri, il drago le parla e le spiega tutto quello che io ora ho spiegato a voi. Il drago le dice che ormai non sono più i suoi poteri quelli, sono quelli di Verloi. Deve sentirseli come suoi, non più come un dono. Quindi accoglie questi poteri e promette di utilizzarli per il meglio. Ora sono poteri che traggono frutto dalla sua volontà. Le magie che avrà saranno per lo più magie di buff, che la rendono più forte, o comunque non incantesimi d'offesa lanciabili. Saranno magie più... che hanno a che fare di più con se stessa, come per esempio ritirata rapida, luce. Le magie che riesce a trarre dalla sua volontà sono magie per migliorare se stessa. Quella notte, tra l'altro, non è stato un caso che il drago l'abbia trovata. È stato il suo gesto, la sua volontà a chiamarlo. E poi lui ha visto in lei cosa poteva diventare e le ha concesso questo dono. Quindi chiunque con una forza di volontà abbastanza alta nella mia storia poteva effettivamente ottenere quello che ha ottenuto lei. Però nessuno ha dato al drago una purezza di cuore, forza di volontà e determinazione come gliel'ha data Verloi. Prima di andare però, Verloi sente il bisogno di andare a rivedere il nautiloide, per andare a pensare, a schiarirsi le idee nel luogo in cui l'avventura ha avuto inizio, per ripensare un po' a tutto quello che è successo finora. Mentre lo fa si ricorda di questo portale. La prima volta c'era stata la larga, ma ora che ha questi poteri dentro di sé, sente uno strano richiamo. La curiosità l'ha meglio su di lei. Va bene, roleplay a parte, ho capito che qui c'è un personaggio che ho mancato. Ok. Oh, che belle le scaglie. Tocca il sigillo.
A hand? Anyone?
Stregone, carisma, entra in sintonia con la magia del sigillo, poi intima di quietarsi. Così rende il roleplay ancora più bello, ancora più giusto. È stata la sua magia, appena sviluppata, a chiamarla, ed è questa sua stessa magia che riuscirà a placare quella del sigillo. Perfetto. 22.
Whatever you're doing is working wonders. Now a quick little pull should do the trick.
Eccolo.
Oh. Hello. I'm Gale of Waterdeep. Apologies. I'm usually better at this.
Cioè, questo personaggio potevamo trovarlo fin dall'inizio. Quante cose mi son perso. Non c'è bisogno di scusarsi. Stai bene?
A bit shocked, but friend, it's a relief and a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Say, but I know you, don't I? In a manner of speaking. You were on the Norse Lloyd as well.
Sì.
And I can only assume you too were on the receiving end of a rather unwelcome insertion in the ocular region.
Va avanti.
The insertee we speak of, this parasite, are you aware that after a period of excruciating gestation, it will turn us into mind flayers? It's a process known as ceremorphosis, and let me assure you, it is to be avoided. You don't happen to be a cleric by any chance, do you? A doctor? Surgeon? Uncannily adroit with a knitting needle?
You seem to know enough about our condition to realize it's beyond most clerics' skills.
Most, no doubt, but I find myself hoping to be in the presence of the few. You don't happen to be one of them.
Che bello, quindi ora che sono multiclasse ho sia le frasi da guerriero che da stregone, bellissimo. Non posso dire di esserlo.
We're most certainly going to need a healer, and soon too. How about we lend each other a helping hand once more and look for a healer together?
Beh, da un po' che siamo in viaggio e stiamo cercando una cura. Sei libero di unirti?
Oh, I see you're traveling with plenty of company already. Perhaps I can join you later instead. I'll make my way to your camp and embark upon a succulent slow cook to be consumed upon your return.
Abbiamo perso molto con questo personaggio e direi di recuperare. Ho cambiato il colore dell'armatura di Verloi. E ora possiamo parlare con Will e con Gale, che soprattutto con Gale che non ci abbiamo ancora parlato.
My condition is worsening again. I need to consume some powerful magic or it may become volatile.
In che senso? Che cosa? Vabbè, facciamo finta che ci abbia già detto di questa afflizione durante il cammino. Cosa succederà a questo oggetto se te lo darò?
I will consume the magic inside. What was a powerful artifact will be rendered no more than a trinket. But it will save my life. Even if only temporarily.
Va bene.
Thank you.
Ma per quale motivo?
That hit the spot. I can feel it work. The magic, it's like a lullaby that sings to sleep the demon inside. A metaphorical demon, I hate to point out, but no less dangerous. And no less bound to wake up again to continue its ravages. Such is the nature of all monsters.
Non capisco. Forse ora mi direi cosa serve tutto questo.
Grateful as I am, the course of our camaraderie is much better served by not taking that particular detour. Not just yet. Sincerely, though. I understand I ask a lot from you with few answers in return. But in time, all will be told.
Questa tua malattia è molto costosa.
I obtained it in Waterdeep. Nothing there comes cheap. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Ho diverse cose da chiederti, Gale. Raccontami qualcosa in più su di te.
Let's see. I hail from Waterdeep, city of splendors. I am a wizard of considerable acclaim and scholar of exceptional accomplishment. I have a cat, a library, and a weakness for a good glass of wine. And if the mood takes me, I'm known to try my hand at poetry. There.
Continua, sei stato un arcimago, chissà quante storie avrai da raccontare sulle tue avventure.
Didn't that paint enough of a picture?
È curiosa, quindi prova a scrutarne la sua mente. Vediamo come va. Preciso! Vai.
For a split second, you see a swirl of untamed magic. Then his defenses drop like a portcullis.
Out! That was uncalled for.
Si è fatta prendere dalla curiosità. Hai ragione, scusa. Mi sono lasciata prendere dalla curiosità.
Not an eventuality I'm entirely unfamiliar with. Nevertheless, please don't try that again unless I invite you to.
Però peccato che abbiamo preso così tardi. Adesso all'inizio ci apparirà un po' confusionario.
Gale is positively voracious. Well, let him suck up all the magic he needs, as long as he doesn't snack on a Githyanki's silver sword.
Aspetta, ma Graffio vuole parlare.
Dog pants through a ball held firmly in his mouth.
Una palla. Rapidità di mano. Distrailo con una mano e fai scivolare via la palla dai suoi denti con l'altra. Vediamo. Bene.
He relinquishes the ball. It is well chewed and slick with drool.
Aspetta, una palla. Ma se io questa palla la lancio, ho fatto un achievement. Gioca a palla con Graffio. Incredibile. Quindi ora posso giocare a palla con Graffio. Vabbè. Fantastico. Cosa c'è Cosa c'è qua giù? Uno spettro?
Someone new.
Scaglie d'oro.
Boo! I scared you! I saw it! Nobody beats me at hide and seek. Will you play with me?
Chi sei tu?
I'm Oliver. I'm 7. Will you play with me?
Fra poco magari. Hai visto un altro ragazzino? Si chiama Daniel.
I don't know anyone called that. Don't ask me again.
Ok.
Now play with me.
Non hai nessun altro con cui giocare?
I have a mummy, a daddy and a doggy. They'll be back in a while. But you're here now and I want to play.
Come si chiamano i tuoi genitori? Forse posso
They
cercarli.
don't need names. They just need to be mummy and daddy and do what I want. Now play with me or they'll be angry with you.
The boy doesn't like these questions because he has no real answers and perhaps no real family.
Capito. Se vuoi giocare ci sto.
All right. I'll hide and you seek. Find me and you win.
D'accordo, cominciamo.
Get ready and no cheating.
Invisibile. È andato da quella parte. Cerchiamolo. Oleando.
You weren't supposed to find me. You weren't supposed to win.
Cerchiamo di nuovo.
Good idea. You're smarter than some playmates I've had. They always tried to leave before I was done with them. Try to find me again. But my family will be looking for you at the same time. So don't get caught.
C'è la tua famiglia? Ovvero nessuno. Aspetta, cosa? È andato da quella parte. No, cazzo. Pigrizia. Grande, successo. Vai. Babam! Vola via in Burundi. Grande, ucciso.
Seems like a good moment to talk.
I win. I always win in the end. You did better than most though, so I'll let you go. Here. Second prize. You'll need it.
Ok. Passare senza traccia, violazione livello 2. No, cosa? Cosa ha fatto con una catena? Troia. Ok. Ah, lo trascina con sé, no. Vai. Ma dai, andarsene senza dare attacchi d'opportunità, bene. Dammi velocità. Vai, muorici, su. Uccidilo, per favore. Bene, è stato difficilissimo. Ci ha messi malissimo tutti. Ok, riposo breve.
Every day, my queen. Your followers are legion. Your faithful stand ready, Majesty. Soon we march. Soon the world will bow to you.
Here, web ass. Something moved up there.
Che
Want me to
cavolo.
drag it out?
Resta nascosta a guardare.
Stay in the light. They do not go into the dark.
Didn't figure something as big and ugly as you for a coward.
No! They will not go into the dark! Enough! Stop! They will not become shadows! They will not feed the curse! Forgive me, my queen, but I had to. Before the dark got any stronger.
Sono dei nostri nemici, perché se dice mia regina, palesemente sono con l'assoluta. Meno abbiamo a che fare con quelli dell'assoluta e meglio è. Prova a mimetizzarti con la mente circostante finché non passano oltre. Ah, è vero che io ho svantaggio perché ho la corazza media. Vediamo come va. Grande! Se l'abbiamo fatta lo stesso.
We will carry your light, Majesty. We are happy to serve. Follow close, little ones. Do not leave the lights.
Quasi il convoglio. Critico. Il nemico è sorpreso, perfetto. Oh, quanta vita. Come non può essere ferito santuario? Vai. Palla di fuoco. Bam. Perfetto, ora santuario finisce. Morto, bene. Lancia palla di fuoco. Contro incantesimo. Ti piacerebbe lanciare palla di fuoco, No. Vai. Grande, ucciso. No. Grande, mi hai preso. Vai. Bam, ucciso, perfetto. 33. Ma com'è possibile? No. Vai, riprenditi. Bene, do la manovra a te così puoi allontanarti. E colpo perforante, vai. Però sono ancora a velocità. Grande, l'ho allontanato. 29 critico, ma com'è possibile? Quanto danno con un dardo di fuoco? Vai, utilizza questa pergamena. Cazzo. 44. Grande. Lanterna. Oh, è questa la lanterna lunare. Aurea di scudo lunare.
Lantern gives off a chilly glow, protecting all in its vicinity from the surrounding shadows. you notice a tiny pixie trapped within. These fey creatures are infamous for their trickery, sometimes playful, sometimes malicious.
Oh please, oh golly me, oh my! You must release me or I'll die. This lantern only lights the way when I am hurting night and day.
Sfruttata per la magia che è in te. Disgustoso.
Dolly thanks you for your sympathy. Now, sorcerer, kindly set me free.
Se ti lascio andare mi aiuterai ad attraversare le ombre.
It would be my pleasure, truly. Once I'm freed, I'll help you duly.
Libera la Pixie.
Finally! Been trapped in that coffin with no one but a mad rider and my own farts for company.
Did me a good turn there, didn't you? What do I owe you?
Devo oltrepassare questa terra maledetta. Puoi aiutarmi?
Sure I can, but will I? Yeah, sure, why not? Here, give this bell a shake. Speak the magic words and you'll get what you've earned. Protection from the shadow curse. What more could a dingus want? You're welcome.
Potremmo fidarci? Spero di sì. Benedizione della Pixie. Grazie alla magia protettiva di una Pixie, questa entità è immune alla maledizione dell'ombra. Proprio immune. Completamente. Tanta roba. Ok, è qua che il buio si fa più penetrante. Per fortuna abbiamo la Pixie dalla nostra parte. Abbiamo la sua protezione. Prima non potevamo entrarci. Gilda dei tagliapietre. Cos'è? Un trucco di qualche tipo? O è davvero qualcuno in pericolo? Cioè, è difficile che un bambino sia arrivato qui ed sia sano.
Hey! I know you! You're...
Sono chi? Quello che sapeva venire attaccato dalle ombre? Oh.
Twist 'em up!
Fiero!
Wait, that's Arabella, is it not? Looks like she's got some new weave up her sleeve.
Sorry. It knocks the wind right out of me.
Arabella? Dovresti essere con i tuoi genitori.
That's who I'm looking for. Mom and Pops, I mean. When Zevlor... When he... Well... There was an ambush. Mum yelled, run! So we ran. I could hear him running behind me. Till I couldn't. Still can't find him. But I bet you can. You'll help me, I just know it.
Stregoneria potente per una ragazzina. Come te ne sei impadronita?
That druid idol I took? It changed me. I can do all sorts of stuff now, not just the vines. I think real hard and say some loud words and then it happens. Mostly.
Ah, ma lei è quella che abbiamo salvato dai druidi! Troverò i tuoi genitori, puoi contare su di me.
Thanks, miss. I knew you'd help me again. The vines won't last forever. I don't suppose I can stay with you. Just till you find Mum and Pops. I won't be any trouble, I swear it.
Sì, Ultima Lutili sarà al sicuro, tutta distrutta. Poi è lontanissima. Certo, vai pure all'accampamento.
Oh, thanks. You're the best. So you send Mum and Pops there. I'll be waiting, hero lady.
Eroe popolare, vai, grande.
The shadows are cruel. It would take a miracle for Arabella's mother and father to survive them. Well, lucky for us, we've got a knack for miracles. Let's reunite the girl with her mother and father. She deserves that much.
Assolutamente. A proposito di genitori, mi hai parlato in precedenza di tuo padre, ma non di tua madre.
Because there's nothing to tell. She died when I was born. As a boy, my bond with father was too deep to miss the mother I never had. Now, well, I'd be lying if I said I'd never thought about my mother. What life would have been like if she'd lived. Maybe I'd be living in the city. Maybe I'd never have been forced into this cursed pact. But there's no use lingering on maybes. My mind is on the stories of today and tomorrow. not those of yesterday.
C'è qualcuno.
Don't call the doctor yet. I've got potions, sutures. I know I can do this. Oh, you're a patient. This is the children's ward. Triage is back that way.
That's Arabella's father. Or was Arabella's
Il
father.
padre. Ma sembra una donna. Perché ha in cura un corpo senza vita?
Not dead. Merely medicated. To ease the pain.
Decisamente senza vita. E da un bel po' a giudicare dall'odore.
The patient is asleep. The sedative is quite strong, you see.
Ora capisco. Dorme profondamente. Credo che il tuo lavoro qui sia finito. Cerchiamo di convincerla ad andarsene.
Your untrained eyes deceive you. Now I must ask you to step away. This patient demands my utmost attention.
Ah no, questi sono i suoi genitori. Ok, infatti dicevo, è una donna, non è un uomo. Il suo padre è questo. Però la tipa non possiamo farci niente, non possiamo più dirgli nulla. Oh, c'è della gente là. Una festa tra scheletri, tra non morti?
The objective
un
of
rituale.
the Scalpel Sisters is to soothe. For the scalpel indeed is an extension of Shah. See how the patient reacts when I but stroke the right nerve. Hear its comfort, hear the very melody of mercy.
Mi sembra proprio una bella melodia, eh?
Pray, sister, show us the extent of your beneficence. Stop. Stay your hand, for it slaps where it should stroke. We can hardly hear the patient's sighs of solace.
Ma è ancora vivo, ma sta
Perhaps
soffrendo
it is our
tantissimo.
unexpected audience that makes you quiver. Come, step forward. You are no sister, but that matters none. Every student is welcome.
Che male ha fatto quest'uomo per meritarsi una simile tortura?
Behold, sisters, the very face of ignorance, one who mistakes tenderness for torture. Go on, acquaint the face of ignorance with the true object of our studies.
Absence.
Absence. No other word captures the heart of Shah so very perfectly. It is the scalpel-led journey that leads from pain to peace.
Hells! Only a monster would inflict misery and call it medicine.
See? What is the light of eyes but the cancer that causes one to witness the laceration of being? If light is the symptom, then darkness is the cure. For in light there is presence, but in darkness there is absence.
In light is presence, in darkness, absence.
But you, look how the succor of Shah eludes you. See how painfully present you remain. We do not wish to see you suffer so. Let us cure you.
Cerca di ricordare ciò che sai degli insegnamenti di Shar riguardo a quello che mi ha detto Cuore Scuro, va bene? Grande!
You remember Ashar and Maxim. Go forth and sow doubt, but do not compel it. For only the willing may know the lady's embrace.
Esamina le sorelle e i loro strumenti. Ok, non ho fatto molto,
You note nothing unusual about the sisters, aside from their menace.
Chi se ne frega, cioè, Shar può dare soccorso solo a coloro che si prestano volontariamente. Ma anche se qualcuno si prestasse volontariamente, è orribile. Non lascerà che lo faccia, che continuino a fare questa tortura. Attacca.
This flesh must be flame.
Master Surgeon's
The
will
next
is my
instrument, sister.
Perfetto. Papam, bene. Vai.
Have to keep going.
Bene.
Has pooled in the brain. I must.
Bene. Vai, fallo. Puttana, sentato più grande, sì. Faccio più male ora.
Finding my way.
27, buono. Porzione di velocità, perfetto. Dai. Che cazzo. Grande.
Too close.
Morta.
Nothing will stand it.
Cazzo.
Made a grave mistake.
Critico.
Rook to queen 6.
Ah, grande. Cazzo. Vai. Critico.
Behold, the leech for training.
Critico, vai.
Blood follows me everywhere.
Ucciso, era popolare. Grande. Bene. Cavolo, sei dura, Abbiamo capito, sta soffrendo. Ah, qua bisogna fare un gesto di pietà. Cioè, proprio stava soffrendo, sarebbe morto in ogni caso, è proprio agonia incredibile, bisognava almeno porre fine alle sue sofferenze. Comunque siamo in un posto super pericoloso con pochissimi punti vita ciascuno, quindi forse è meglio fare un riposo lungo. Andiamo a fare un riposo lungo. Cosa? Di nuovo?
Playtime's over, pet.
Oh, I love this time of year. The dickheads start popping up wherever you look.
What do you want, Mizora?
Drop the attitude and perk up your ears. You've got a new mission.
Absolute's cult has gone and grabbed one of Zariel's assets. A devil, and a powerful one at that. They're locked up in the cult's fortress, Moonrise Towers, and you're getting him out.
E questo sarebbe un nostro problema per quale motivo, di grazia?
Clause Z, Section 13. Should promised soul refuse obeyance or neglect duty, the pact holder shall cast the promised into Avernus as a lemure. I'll make it simple. Will fails or refuses, and he turns to a thick blob of stink flesh and sinks to Avernus. Now, be a good boy and play fetch, pup, or you'll spend an eternity sizzling in the hells.
Mizora's words may be flippant, but they are tinged with desperation. She cannot afford for Will to fail this mission. This may be your best chance to negotiate Will out of his pact.
Grande, sì! Grande che hai fatto bene la percezione. Salveremo la tua risorsa. Ma a una condizione.
Oh, and what condition is that?
Your mind links with Will's, drawn in by his increasing panic.
What are you doing?
Rispondi a Will nella tua mente. Fidati di me.
Will relaxes, and your connection fades.
Salveremo questa risorsa se libererai Will dal suo patto, Mizora.
Interesting. Now, why should I go letting my favorite pet off his leash?
Cerca di ricordare il più possibile riguardo ai diavoli e i loro contratti. Riguarda quello che ha letto. Dai, con competenza in storia, su. Grande.
You recall an old incantation from a children's story, said to void a devil's contract. Abi diabole et nunquam ready.
Non sa che significhi, ma... Abi diabole et nunquam ready. Ready. Che significa?
I've never seen such a fearless display of sheer idiocy. Bravo!
Cosa vuol dire?
Fine. I'll play your game. But I amend the pact once the mission's done, not before. Clause F, Section 9. Soulbinder shall bestow reward or favor only upon soul bearer's fulfillment of related obligation. Now, to Moonrise, pet. And do mind the shadows. They've been especially hungry.
Che significa? Cosa gli ho detto? Perché si ha riso così tanto dandomi dell'idiota? Che cosa ho detto? Spero di non finire nei casini.
The more bullshit she pours, the more of it I'm forced to swallow. Mizora set me on fiends inside and outside the hells. She's never ordered a rescue.
Gods. She makes a mockery of everything the blade stands for. Such an asshole.
Presto se ne andrà. Completa questa missione e Mizora ti libererà dal patto.
Thank you for sticking your neck out for me. I mean it, but I'm not going to celebrate till I'm actually free. I can already feel her scheming. She won't let me go without a fuss. Trust me on this.
Pensavo che tu dovessi dare la caccia ai diavoli. Questa non è una violazione del contratto.
The same thought crossed my mind. I'm only to hunt the infernal, the demonic and the heartless. But nowhere was it stated that I can't help one. Either we find it, or I'm made a mindless blob clawing at demons on the front line of the blood war.
È orribile. Mi dispiace davvero.
I always knew what my future held, and I know I chose right.
This dark land must be filled with the broken, the beaten, the desperate. The perfect preying ground for a devil who offers a way out for those who sign on the dotted line. I hope we end up seeing our friend Raphael down here somewhere.
Ah, Raphael è il diavolo che ci ha proposto l'accordo. Quell'immondo è tutt'altro che nostro amico.
I think he'll stay the perfect gentleman, as long as we read the fine print. When I was taken to his house, I was caught off guard. But now I know what to ask for. You will help me find him, won't you?
Anche se hai tante brutte idee, questa è sicuramente una delle peggiori.
That's quite the achievement. But trust me, I know what I'm doing. I'm sure he'll turn up at one point or another.
Vuole andare ad incontrare quel diavolo, ma che pro! È un pericolo. Bisogna starci alla larga.
God damn it! Why did it have to be Mizora? Why did it have to be Zariel? We're supposed to risk our necks to get one of her assets? What if it's a runaway like me? Or something far worse?
Dopo tutto quello che Will ha sacrificato per salvarti, è ora di ricambiare il favore.
I never forget what Will did. Not ever. I'm here because of him. And I'd do just about anything to help him. But devils never lose. You know that, right? Sure, they'll give you a bit of tat here and there. But the house always wins.
Quindi è per questo che ha riso, perché sa già che cosa fare per non farmi ottenere ciò che voglio. Non ne ho idea. Oh, eccola la bambina.
Hey you. I made it. Easy peasy. You find Mum and Pops?
I tuoi genitori sono morti. Ho trovato i loro cadaveri.
No. No. I don't believe you.
Dispiace tanto, Arabella.
It isn't true. It isn't. Get away from me. Go.
Come?
Leave me alone.
I want to have a word.
You wish to speak?
Ti senti ancora a casa qui con noi? Certo, immagino che il panorama non sia altrettanto bucolico.
It's not easy seeing the ravages of the Shadow Curse. But your camp is a most welcome solace. You've shared your fire with me, your company. A small pocket of light against the darkness. But one I couldn't do without. Thank you.
C'è qualcosa che posso fare per distrarti, magari?
I can think of a thing or two. But in truth, it is for the best that the curse consumes my thoughts for now. This is the best chance I've had in a century. I cannot squander it. But if I succeed, if I break the curse, then perhaps there will be time for myself again. And for others.
The voice of the Absolute is strong
Cosa?
here. And getting stronger. I don't know how much longer I can resist it. But it's good to see you're making progress.
Fiero.
You took an unexpected route here. You did a brave thing. Saving those people in the grove.
Non avevo scelta. Avevano bisogno del mio aiuto.
Not everyone would have helped. It just doesn't stop. We are being bombarded by waves of telepathic energy. Wave after wave with hardly a breath between them. I almost dare not rest. Each wave a set of orders to the infected. The order for your transformation has been given many times already.
Davvero? C'è qualcosa che posso fare per aiutarti?
I'm afraid this burden is one I have to carry alone. I just hope my powers last long enough to see this through. In any case, the Absolute knows you carry me with you now. It wants to retrieve me.
Non permetterò che succeda.
I know. I'm glad you're on my side. I am the only one who can resist the Absolute's influence. Hence its fear of me. Its desperation. Unfortunately, that also means it is dedicating more and more resources to to my retrieval. The task ahead is monumental. But we're all that stands between victory for the Absolute and freedom for all. This is not just about you and I anymore. It has become far bigger than us. You must infiltrate Moonrise Towers, discover the secrets of the Absolute, and put an end to it. So we can finally be free. Now I must rest. And you must carry on. Do not let my efforts be in vain.
Bellissimo, tra l'altro. Cioè, cosa?
Finally they stir. True adventurers get up with a lark, I always say.
Quanti eventi?
But if there are larks to be found in these lands, they must fancy themselves akin to nightingales. Come, up you both stand. I, for one, am dying to find out what's for breakfast.
Elminster?
The very same, Gale. And a fair bit miffed he is, too, finding himself forced to expose his best pair of boots to so many miles of country road on your behalf.
I don't understand. How so on my behalf?
I was bid to spare neither time nor my own self to find you. She sent me, Gale. You know of whom I speak.
But why? Out with it, Elminster. Please.
Young man, has your sojourn away from Bortity washed away your decorum as well as your patience? Nigh a 10-day I've gone without honest fare, worthy of the name. Drank naught but what the sky entitled my thirst. Why, some bread, cheese, and a cup of wine would appear unto me a feast. Surely you won't begrudge me a mite of rest and repast before I get out with it?
Suppongo potremmo fare a meno di qualche razione.
And a great kindness that would be. See, Gale? Even in these barren parts, the art of hospitality begets inspired new works. If only one keeps up the practice.
Non capisco, perché siamo in una caverna tutto ad un tratto comunque?
Fine. I'll turn a deaf ear to the clarion calls with which my scorned stomach beseeches me. Graver matters are at hand. Plenty to digest, after all. A good deal to stew over, if you will. Words ladled with import should be savored so as to better absorb their meaning. Wouldn't you agree?
Elminster.
Right. You see, well, that is to say, Gale, my boy, I've come to address a most pressing matter. I'll speak as plainly as I can, forswearing the accustomed frills that decorate my speech. I'm here on behalf of Mystra. The message and the charge I bring you are hers.
Che messaggero e quale incarico?
The long-awaited question. Now, if you please, Elminster, for the too long-awaited answer.
You know where you went wrong, Gale. And I trust you've told your fellow traveler here the nature of your ills.
I can't say that so far I've volunteered the entire truth.
Do you mean to say you've never bothered to disclose how dangerous you are?
Not in so many words. No.
Then you two have much to discuss after I'll have taken my leave. In short, Gale, through his own doing, has become a living explosive that could wipe from this world this very gathering, and much more besides. For his folly, Mystra forsook him. But now she has decreed he is to be given a chance of redemption.
Mystra will consider Forgiveness?
She would consider what she considers to be forgiveness. Mystra is aware of the misadventures that have befallen you both. She knows of your strife with the Absolute, that most insidious of evils.
Se anche gli dei sono al corrente di queste minacce, perché le stiamo affrontando da soli?
They choose the instruments of their will with great precision. Sometimes the single drops we think we are do not realize what waves we are building up to be. Do not discount yourself, and by the same token, do not discount your enemy. You must know that the Absolute is more dangerous than you can possibly conceive. It threatens all who live, even those who are undying. It threatens the gods, the weave, the very fabric of the universe itself. That is why I have come here to charge you, Gale, with its destruction. It is Mystra's belief that only you can.
Gale soltanto? Com'è possibile?
The orb.
Precisely. That which renders him so dangerous is an orb of Netherese origin that is buried within his chest. And that, Gale, is how we arrive at the heart of my directive. Mystra has granted me the power to stop the clock, as it were, on the orb's rush to overpower you. Instead, you will be able to unleash its lethal combustion at will.
Interesting. This could be help or hindrance. We shall have to see.
You must find the heart of the Absolute, whatever that may be, and use yourself as the catalyst that will burn it from this world.
È mostruoso. Gli stai chiedendo di uccidersi.
He is not. But it seems that Mystra is.
It brings me no pleasure saying this, my friend, but such is Mystra's will. Yours must be the sacrifice that will undo the Absolute. And for your sacrifice, you will be redeemed. Such is Mystra's promise. With that, I've said my sorry piece, and need only bestow unto thee the charm I was bid. Maenahastra mistrariel Italion Thras Annas. It is done. Both charge and charm have been committed into your care. To you, I commit into care Gale himself. I count on you to shepherd him well on this strangest of journeys.
Il viaggio è ancora lungo. Troveremo un altro modo.
Or some other fortune altogether.
Like moons make swell and wane the nescient seas, so too the sky-strewn gods ordain the tidal fates of mortal days. And yet, an ocean born in lonely hours, come ebb, come flow, come all that is beyond the breadth of our dominion. Be a moon unto yourself. Even the waves of fate can break upon the shores of will. Farewell, my friend.
Farewell, Elminster. I'm glad she chose you.
Devo dire è fighissimo, la parte con il Guardiano bellissima, si vede come il rapporto è evoluto, quasi diventato come un'amicizia. Invece la parte di Gale molto affrettata, molto prolissa e molto confusionaria, però il fatto che sia confusionaria probabilmente perché l'abbiamo trovato tardi. Però il fatto che è prolissa, è prolissa. Cavolo, vorrei averlo trovato prima.
Quite an explosive secret for Gale to keep to himself. And it seems Mystra's offered him an equally explosive solution. A shame our first brush with the famed Elminster couldn't be a tad more optimistic. Listen, I might invoke the Triad from time to time, appeal to Helm, but I'm no man of faith. Not like Gale. I don't know what drives a man to consider his own death, among countless others, to be an appropriate exchange for his goddess's forgiveness. To me, it all sounds like nonsense. The faith that matters most is that which you hold in yourself, in the ones that most matter to you. Big Bomb be damned. Gale's got everything he needs to defeat the Absolute already. Talent, nerve, and powerful allies at his side. I hope he'll come to see that.
Ovviamente Gale vuole parlare. Ci mancherebbe altro.
An audience with Elminster is never less than memorable. Suppose it's time we dealt with the Hollyphant in the room. You have questions for me? I promise I have answers.
Ho un sacco di domande. Cos'è il globo di cui parlava Elminster?
Ah. Well, that's a rather long and complicated story. And what one might call a wizard prodigy. Who from an early age could not only control the weave, but compose it. Much like a musician or a poet. Such was my skill that it earned me the attention of the mother of magic herself. The Lady of Mysteries. The goddess Mystra. She revealed herself to me and she became my teacher. In time she became my muse. And later even my lover.
Addirittura, mi stai dicendo che hai fatto l'amore con una dea?
Oh yes. We enjoyed each other's company.
Non ci credo
Body,
fino in fondo.
Mind and soul. But even so, I desired more. You see, no matter how powerful a wizard we mortals can become, we never scratch more than the surface of the weave. Mystra keeps us in check. There are boundaries she doesn't let us cross. Yet, every time I was with her, I stood on the precipice, gazing into the wonders that lay beyond. I sought to cross her boundaries.
Come hai cercato di superare quei limiti esattamente?
I tried to convince her. I pouted. I pleaded. Swore my ambition was only to serve her better. She only smiled and told me to be contented. Inconceivable as it seems to me now, I shared a bed with a goddess, and yet I wasn't satisfied. So I sought to prove myself worthy to her instead. We come now to the crux of my folly. Shall I share the story behind it, or would you rather head straight to its sordid finale?
È incuriosito, racconta tutto.
Very well. Here goes. Once upon a very long time ago, a mighty lord lived in a tower. A flying tower, to be precise. I'll save his history for another time, but the gist of it is that he sought to usurp the goddess of magic so that he could become a god himself. He almost managed, but not quite. And his entire empire, Netheril, came crashing down around him as he turned to stone. The magic that was unleashed that day was phenomenal. Roiling like the prime chaos that outdates creation. Even the weave itself could not withstand the onslaught. It fractured, then shattered, and all magic was lost to the mortal realms, until the day Mystra returned. She restored the weave, reuniting all its scattered shards. Or so I thought. Until, in the course of my studies, I learned of a book. A Netherese tome in which a piece of the fractured weave had been sealed beyond her reach. What if, I thought, what if, after all this time, I could return this lost part of herself to the goddess?
Quale fu la risposta a quella domanda?
The answer was to try. The outcome was to fail. I was certain that this deed of raw power, draped in romance, would convince Mystra to take me by the hand and welcome me into her hitherto forbidden domains. I was mistaken. I obtained the fabled book and took it into my study. As for what happened next... Here. Place your hand over my heart. Let me show you.
Ok.
You feel the tadpole quiver as you realize Gale is letting you into the dark. You see through Gale's eyes, staring down the corridors of a dread memory. A book bound and suddenly opened. Inside there are no pages, only a swirling mass of blackest weave that pulses. Its teeth, its claws, it's unstoppable as it digs through and becomes part of you. And gods, is it ever hungry.
Dei, perché mostrarmi questa cosa?
I'm sorry, but I had to. After all, this is only the beginning. This Netherese blight, this orb, for lack of a better word, is balled up inside my chest. And it needs to be fed. As long as I absorb traces of the weave from potent enough sources, it remains quiet. Were it ever to fully destabilize, however.
Morirai.
Rather worse, actually. I will erupt. I don't know the exact magnitude of the eruption, but given my studies of Netherese magic, I'd say even a fragment as small as the one I carry, it'd level a city the size of Waterdeep. Fortunately, this need no longer be a concern. Not until I meet the heart of the Absolute, whatever that is.
Cioè, quindi lui ha fatto l'amore con una dea, poi per dimostrarsi degno è andato a prendere questo libro, questo suo libro potente che aveva perso. Questo libro potente era malvagio, conteneva un'essenza molto pericolosa che tipo un buco nero che è entrato dentro di lui e quindi è per questo che ha bisogno di nutrirsi di oggetti magici. Puttana, un po' semplice, potevate farlo un pochino più complicato. Mystra è sempre una dea così esigente.
She expects those who seek to use the weave to do so honestly and with respect for its potential to destroy as well as its potential to save. I doubt she's asked many of her followers to blow themselves up. That's a fate she's bequeathed exclusively to me. She wouldn't ask such a thing if it weren't our only means of survival. However much she's annoyed at me.
Come ti senti? Non deve essere facile affrontare la possibilità di morire.
Oh, you know me, ever the optimist. I'm trying to focus on the positives. Truth is, I was living on borrowed time already. Consuming those items would only have kept the orb sated for so long. If anything, I feel more at peace than I have in months. At least now I know my death will have purpose. It won't be a distant bang in the footnotes of history.
Perché non ci pensa il Mystra ad affrontare l'assoluta? O Mystra in persona, magari?
I've no doubt she has the power to do so, but as for the permission, Ao would not look kindly on her meddling in mortal affairs. Divine intervention has a tendency to make things worse, not better. As for Elminster, he's saved the realms more times than legend can recount. But to take on a god is no easy feat, even for him. My orb is the best chance we have. And only I can wield it.
Beh, stavo pensando a quel potente signore di cui mi hai raccontato.
Ah, yes. Kar'niss. Kar'niss was perhaps the most powerful wizard that ever lived. The child who would be a god, the elves called him. And he tried. With a spell of his own devising, he endeavored to usurp in one fell swoop the power of the goddess of magic. Mistral, she was called then. Imagine what it must have felt like to be a god. To know yourself, to be untouchable. To be mistaken. As Kar'niss aimed his spell at her, she began to unravel, and with her, the entire weave. Too late did he realize what he had unleashed. It would have been the end of everything had not Mistral sacrificed herself. The goddess of magic is all magic. By dying, the entire weave was lost, and the spell that challenged a god failed. It was the end of Mistral, the end of Kar'niss, and the end of an entire civilization. As the child who would be a god was turned to stone, his empire came crashing down around him. The floating cities of Netheril were no more. An event that came to be known as Kar'niss's folly.
Uccidere la dea della magia con la magia, in effetti, non è proprio un'idea geniale. Quindi in quel momento tutta la magia scomparve.
For a spell. Mistral was reborn as Mystra. Upon her return, the weave returned with her. Now, so many centuries later, I try to follow in the footsteps of Kar'niss. Not to destroy Mystra, but to prove my love for her. Try to control only a fraction of the magic that was unleashed that fateful day. I merely sought to return one tiny diamond to an imperfect crown. Gale's folly, one might call it. History, repetition. It's the way things go.
I can't believe Mistress demanding Gale sacrifice himself to destroy the Absolute. It's just a waste of a perfectly good cult that we could be controlling. And a waste of a perfectly good Gale, I suppose.
Non te l'ho mai chiesto, sei l'unica progenie di Cazador o ce ne sono altri come te?
Cazador sired 7 spawn. Me and my 6 brothers and sisters. He always insisted we were a family, even when he was carving scars into our flesh. I was one of his first. Some of the others came years later. He was a monster to us all, but did take special pleasure in my pain. He said my screams sounded sweetest. Now that I'm gone, I don't know. I pity the other 6.
I don't believe it. They can't be.
Breathe, child.
Lo scheletro.
Resist not the winds of change. Let them carry thee.
No.
Listen. Dost thou not hear it? Where creation meets ruin, where morning meets midnight, the root of all being. Balance.
They're dead. I can't. Balance.
Your very soul is tangled in shadow. Arabella's magic, wild as cursed briar. Her talent is now yours too.
No.
The girl must learn the ways of the arcane. But she shan't remain here.
Non voglio questo potere. Perché no? Non la manderò là fuori da sola.
Arabella holds a power beyond reckoning. That of the decaying forest and the seedling that bore it. But it is unbalanced. Her yoke is already heavy. If she walks thy path, it will surely break. Arabella will depart once thou dost leave these accursed lands. She will find her way safely. Thus, it is fated.
Bowman, you're making me leave.
Fear not, girl. The weave knows thy purpose. It will guide thee, if thou dost listen.
Mi dispiace, vorrei che fosse andata diversamente.
You feel the grief fade as if it were your own. There is a lightness in her now, veiling the power within, soothing it.
Is that my future? Is that why they died?
It is.
It's wonderful. Thank you, Bowman, for being nice. If there are people like you around, perhaps everything will be all right.
Ma io non voglio questo potere. Mi ha dato come incantesimo. Oddio, è orribile! È orribile, cazzo! Cioè, scusami, hai dato questo potere qui a Verloi? Cosa? Non lo userà mai! Mai! Il prezzo è troppo alto. La fonte è troppo malvagia. Direi che possiamo finire qui il video. È durato già abbastanza. Non abbiamo fatto molto, è stato molto dialogo. Molta sostanza in termini di roleplay. Ci può stare, secondo me ci sta. Poi in realtà qualche combattimento interessante l'abbiamo anche fatto. Fatemi sapere cosa ne pensate. Ci vediamo al prossimo video. Lasciate like se vi è piaciuto questo. Alla prossima. Verloi, coi suoi nuovi poteri, ora si avvicina davvero alle torri dell'alba lunare.